Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This such topic will be about great singer named Shanice, and I will also be comparing power levels for and of Shanice in regards to her immense great talent, skill sets, and abilities. Yes, indeed. Shanice, like many other great artists that became great that way, had humble beginnings or humble starts. And so did Shanice. But fortunately for her, she was born into a highly musical family because her mother was a singer professionally and her father played the guitar. So she's been around music, heard music, and certainly could interpret music at an early age because they said that she could sing as a little baby, based on hearing musical sounds. So she was an instant child prodigy, and that would later materialize and grow in terms of her greatness that would become of her, in which she would make for herself as a great artist, of course. So her parents eventually divorced, and she, of course, and her auntie and mom moved out to Hollywood because they wanted to make it big in the entertainment industry. Her mother had talent, the auntie had talent, and the daughter certainly had talent. So they all had an idea for making it, but the mother and the auntie knew that the child was a prodigy, so they focused heavily on her upbringing and career, of course. So she would, of course, sing, dance, and she would enter into Star Search when she came of age, and she won Star Search in the junior category of it. Star Search is a popular talent show that debuted and ran on TV for years. So if she won that Star Search, millions of people would have seen that. And that such win led to a recording contract for her at a very early age because she won a contract after winning Star Search at 11. So she was given that such contract as an 11-year-old girl. But it took her a few years to make the album. So after she received the contract, she didn't release the album until a few years later, of course, when she came of age and matured, of course, and talent-wise, most certainly, first and foremost, in the addition to the education of it. So she released her first debut album at the age of 14. That album produced a couple of hits, but it didn't make super noise beyond that. So a few years later after that, she released a second album, and it spawned one of the greatest songs ever created, one of the highest charting songs, one of the highest airplay songs, called I Love Your Smile. That became her signature song because it associated with her perfect smile in that. So the song was probably to indicate that many had asked her, or many had indicated that they love her smile because she did show a perfect smile. So, of course, that album sold platinum. It went platinum, had platinum singles, gold singles. And then, of course, she later released a third album. And then, of course, it charted, it produced some top 10 hits, but she then decided to go on a brief hiatus before releasing another album. So eventually, when she went into a hiatus, she wanted to stay relevant. So she did backup vocals for other very popular artists. And then she eventually came back with another album. And at this particular time, she produced an album, I believe, after starting her own record label. She produced 5 albums total to date, I believe, so far. Okay, let's get to the power levels for Shanice. She's an incredible, powerful 5-octane soprano who can reach voice control levels of lows and highs within that particular scheme of sound. Of course, she's a powerful stage performer who electrifies and dazzles the audiences the world over. She's a major songwriter that has contributed to her own major hits, of course, and she plays the piano proficiently. So she's probably a powerful piano player, or she wouldn't be credited with piano. All right, folks, stay tuned for the next episode and let me know how you feel about this one.